Just 8 entries for the men's lightweight eights. These the 6 finalists. Beginning in lane number 1, closest to you with Italy, who absolutely dominated this event from 1985 to 1991. 4 of last year's crew, which finished 6th in the boat today. Next to them in lane 2, Great Britain. Great Britain, who were champions in 1994 in Indianapolis. Just 1 of last year's crew in the boat for them on this occasion. And then the United States, who haven't won this title since 1974. I wonder what they will do today. Next to them, Canada in lane number 4, champions in 1993. 6 of last year's crew, which finished in bronze medal position, survive to represent their country on this occasion. Then Australia, who didn't enter last year. They're coming from lane number 5, I should say. And completing the lineup, the champions of last year, Germany, and 5 of the successful crew last year are in the boat today. Perhaps the big surprise is that both Denmark and Holland were pushed out in the repêchages and didn't make the final.
Yes, big surprise, because Denmark have been very, very strong in lightweight men's rowing. The British did well in Lucerne, and will be expecting to try and do something very, very special here. But favourites must be Australia, who were winners in Lucerne 6 weeks ago.
Well, for sure, the British will be seeking revenge, but there are others in this race who may have something to say about it as well. The Americans, here's their man. This is Sean Mulligan with the race plan and driving his men through the first quarter of the race. Again, lightweight eights are often very, very close racing.
Very high standard racing, and at the moment we've got Canada, who are just heading the field as they come up to the first 500-metre mark. Canada with about a quarter of a length on the field.
And Chris Taylor it is who's got the race plan. He was in charge of that 12 months ago at Strathclyde in Scotland when he brought his crew into bronze medal position.
This is Italy. Italy coming in quite high off the water at the catch there. They're down in 5th position. It's Canada going through first. Great Britain in 3rd position. Australia there in 2nd. And those are the 3. United States slipping off the back a little bit. Not a leg drive there, but they're missing quite a lot of water there at the catch. Bit of air going there, going through the air a little bit, not quite picking up the water as well as the Australians over there in yellow in lane 5, and the British here in lane 2. At the moment it's Canada, still just has the edge against Australia and Great Britain. The British 8 has really settled into a nice rhythm. They look pretty composed there. Just in in lane 2 there, very relaxed, very loose, just picking up the catch, nice and solid on the legs, just sitting there in very good position. But Australia now beginning to make a move, just moving now ahead of Canada.
Yes, Brett Hayman and the stroke Michael Wiseman, those are 2 of the key players into the engine room of the Australian 8 there, and they look very, very solid at the moment.
Yeah, very nice catches there, throwing up a little bit of water at the finish, but they are connected. Always very well drilled, the Australian crews. And British crew now just sitting there in 3rd position.
And just over 1,000 metres to go now, and Australia go through ahead of Canada, with, in fact, Italy just ahead of Great Britain in 3rd place, but there's not very much between. In fact, all the crews are pretty close together. Maybe Australia just out in front, but the rest must feel they're all in with a chance.
Yeah, lightweight 8 racing is always fabulous to watch. It's always so close, very, very hot competition there, very, very finely balanced crews. And here, no different from years past. It's Australia out in front here, Canada just now in 2nd place, and Italy still holding that 3rd position, trying to move back on Canada.
Well, if ever there was a discipline where you'd say every stroke counted, it surely must be the men's lightweight 8s.
Oh, that's absolutely sure. The quality of technique in these events is what really separates the crews. And the Canadians there, with some pretty experienced people there. They've done some good racing in the last couple of years. 6 of them back this year, just being held off now by Australia, who have the lead.
Jonathan Beer there in the stroke seat with Chris Taylor, his coxswain, in front of him. as we flick back to the Australians now, who still have this advantage. We're into the third quarter, and Australia already beginning to try and make the best of their way home.
Australia have now opened out to a very good half a length, and they are moving all the time with only 500 metres to go. They look pretty certain.
Well, they've got Canada inside them. The British bow there beginning to play a part again now. The British moving forward. The angle terribly deceptive. It looks as if they're much closer to the Australians than they really are, but they are in fact on the premises, certainly with the Canadians who are in lane 4. And I wouldn't think there's much between the British and the Canadians now. The Americans on the Italians, I should say, on the near side in lane number 1, but the Australians still have the lead. The Australians first, Great Britain and Canada fighting it out at the moment for the silver medal position.
And it's Australia who hold the lead. Australia just breaking down a little bit there at 2. The blade work not quite so good, going a bit deep. Finding the pressure now as all these crews start to launch their final attack. United States slipping off the back. Italy falling back a little bit.
But still it's Great Britain at the moment with Canada. Bow to bow, those two countries for the silver medal position. Australia are still leading the race here and are at the moment being chased now very hard by the British. The British are beginning to make an impression on the Australians now, and no wonder the Australian coxswain Brett Hayman looks out and gets worried, because that's the situation. On the top of the picture there are Australia, then in the white boat, 2 from the bottom of Great Britain. They're coming very close towards the line here. Is it Australia? Oh, it's Australia and Britain, and on the surge yet again. I would give that to the Australians, Dan, with the meat in the sandwich there, Canada getting the bronze. But I'd like to look at that again.
Oh, it was much too close to call. I mean, that the British crew came from so far back. They were 4th. They came right through the field there. Great finish. And yeah, it's the Australians that get it by 2 or 3 inches, 4 or 5 centimetres there. What a wonderful finish, though. And it's Canada squeezed into 3rd position with Italy in 4th. And the United States in 6th with Germany in 5th. And there, only 4.5 seconds, 4.89 seconds separating the field, just over a length between all 6 crews. A very finely judged race there from Australia. They took command at 500 metres, held that very, very strongly with excellent technique right the way through the race. Started to falter a little bit to the end as the British came, but held on to win by that fraction of a second as they crossed the line.
Well, Australia didn't enter last year, but they've certainly made an impression in 1997. Australia's first gold medal of the first day.